Welcome, 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 welcome. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining wherever you're joining from. Thank you for joining. Thank you for supporting the program. Thank you for joining. Welcome, 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 welcome. Thank you for joining wherever you are joining from. Please share the video and like the program. As you're joining, you like the program and you share it to your platform, share it in your WhatsApp group. Any place you belong, share it. Welcome, Francis and the Lord. Welcome, my sister Linda TV show. Welcome. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Thank you so much for joining wherever you're joining from. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Stella EBM, thank you for joining, Stella. Thank you so much for joining, Stella. Emeka Ejiofor, thank you so much for joining, Emeka. I appreciate you. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Please share the broadcast on your groups. Share the program in your group. Any group you belong, share it in your WhatsApp group. Share the program in your WhatsApp group. Any platform, share to family and friends. Keep sharing, keep sharing, keep sharing. Keep sharing the program, keep sharing, keep sharing. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Emeka. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Emeka. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining. Onyeze Fidelis, thank you for joining. Fidelis, thank you so much for connecting. Emeka Ejiofor, thank you for joining. Stella EBM, thank you for joining, Stella. Thank you for connecting. Any place you're joining from across the world. I thank you so much for joining. I thank you. Please share the video in your platform. Share in your WhatsApp group. Share it to family and friends. Anybody you can share to, share and let them get along so that we can hit this going. Let's have a short broadcast. I'm not going to take enough of your time. It's going to be brief. Yes, Emeka Ejiofor, we move. We move. I'm not going to take much of your time. It's going to be a very short one. Thank you, thank you, thank you for connecting anywhere you're connecting from. I appreciate you. Thank you for joining. May Chukwu Okike be my guide and protect everyone who is connecting. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for connecting. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining me on this very broadcast. I appreciate everybody who has connected. I say may Chukwu Okike be our guide and protect everyone who has spent him or her time to join on this broadcast. We will continue to give the broadcast, no matter the attack we are getting from all angles, from all corners, no matter the distraction we are getting from all angles and all corners, we will continue to preach the gospel, and they must hear us, whether they like it or not. In this channel, we don't preach hate speech, we don't talk down on people. We are always setting the record straight, saying it exactly the way it is, standing on the truth. Standing on the truth. In this channel, I stand 101% with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, following every footstep of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu based on truth and consistency. That is what I stand for. Truth and consistency. It doesn't matter what anybody thinks. It doesn't matter what anybody is doing. It doesn't matter what anybody is trying to say. Most important thing for me is to follow the truth and pursue it, because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told us that we should follow the truth. It doesn't matter where it leads us through. We should follow the truth and always stand by the truth. That is why I'm always standing on it, and I'm speaking on this platform based on truth. Secondly, I always come on this platform to make sure we set the record straight and try as much as possible to make sure that the Janjaweed and their conventional media do not change the narrative. They are always trying to change the narrative. We will not allow them. Thank you for joining. Candy Okereke, thank you for joining. Thank you so much. We will not allow them to change the narrative. No matter how they try, we cannot allow them to change the narrative. That is why I come online on a daily basis to add my own quota. You can do the same. Every one of us as a Biafran have a responsibility. We have something to do. Don't tell me you can't do something. There is something you can do. Even sharing the video of the agitators matters a lot. If you are very good in sharing the video of agitators, that is something. You are doing something. When you are sharing the video, making the video reach to people and get the people who have not been able to connect to it, you are equally doing something. That is the right thing to do. Today, we have to anchor this program based on the issue of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu mainly. I'm anchoring this program based on what is happening to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Let me tell you, if you think that what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu facing is a joke, it is not a joke. It is getting tougher and tougher every day. The situation of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not easy. The situation of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is getting worse by day. And we don't have to let this continue to happen. I say it and I say it again. If you're one of those who is thinking and waiting that the international communities will come and release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you are deceiving yourself. If you're one of those who is hoping and waiting that political solution or politicians will come and release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you are deceiving yourself. If you're one of those who think that Ohaneze Ndigbo will be the ones to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you are deceiving yourself. If you're one of those who thinks that the lawyers and the Janjaweed court and their judge will free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you are deceiving yourself. Let me tell you, the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in the hand of the ordinary people, you and I, Biafran people. The freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in the hand of Biafran. It has been said several times. The Janjaweed government have said it. The imposter in Asrock have said it. The Northern Forum have said it. That only the mass action is what is going to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The action that you are taking, the action that I'm taking, what we are doing is what is going to determine the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. As you all know, since Mazi Nnamdi Kanu appeared in the last court, the lawyers have refused access to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have not been able to meet with anybody that is close to him. He has not been able to meet with anybody that he can talk to. The Janjaweed and their DSS have intensified the torture on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The torture has increased. And as you are watching this video, wherever you are watching from, we do not know the condition of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu now. We don't know the situation of his health. We don't know what he's feeling. This is a cause for worry. If you are a sincere Biafran, if you are sincerely a Biafran, and you are genuinely fighting for the freedom of Biafran people, this is the time for you to wake up and speak up. This is not time to blackmail. This is not time to gossip. This is not time to talk down on your own fellow agitator. This is not the time to look against those who are working and fighting for the right thing. This is the time to stand up and fight for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has fought for every Biafran. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has sacrificed everything sacrificable. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu gave his parents. He has given his family. He gave his wife and children. He gave his career, gave his princehood. And today, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in DSS, facing torture because of you and I. It is so sad that in all the sacrifice that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have made for you and I, we are still there waiting for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from DSS to come and fight for himself. That is an act of wickedness. If you are a Biafran and you are still waiting for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to come and fight for you from DSS, you are wicked. You are wicked. After Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have given everything, sacrificed everything, sacrificable, and still sacrificing, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu stood for you and I. He fought, and he said he would never deny Biafra. And he has never denied Biafra. It is because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu continued to demand for the freedom of Biafran people. That is why he's in captivity today. And now that it is your turn to fight for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you are not doing so. Today that it is your turn as a Biafran to fight for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that man who has been fighting for you, who has given everything because of you, it is your turn to pay back. Instead of you standing up to pay back and fight for him, you are still waiting for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from DSS to come and fight for you. That is an act of wickedness. Every Biafran, wherever you are in the planet Earth, you have to rise up now and fight for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu before it is too late. We have to fight for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu before it's too late. The enemy that we are up against are not the ones you negotiate with. The enemy we are facing are not the kind of enemy you negotiate with. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said it in one of his broadcasts, that we don't know the people we are facing. If you know the kind of enemy we are facing, you have to be more serious. They have all the money. They have all the connection. They have all the armored cars. They have all the weapons. They have all the connections. The enemy we are up against, they have everything it takes to destroy themselves. But because Chukwu Okike Abiama is on our side, because we have the land and the masses, we have to make good use of our population. We have to make the good use of our strength by embarking on civil disobedience stronger than ever. If you are a Biafran and you are still waiting for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from DSS to come and free you and free himself, you are wicked. That is an act of wickedness. Every single Biafran living on the planet Earth today, every single Biafran living in Biafra land, this is high time you have to fight for the man who has given his life for you and I. Today, he sits at home. So many Biafrans are sitting at home in Nigeria. And so many Biafrans also are not participating. Some are not participating. Instead of participating, they are acting as informant against those who are sitting at home willingly to make sure that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is freed. Some people, instead of standing with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to make sure that he's being freed, they are busy discouraging people who are fighting. You don't want to fight. If you don't want to fight for your freedom, step aside. If you are not willing to fight for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, step aside and allow those who want to fight to fight. Why are you discouraging those who are willing to fight? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is asking for self-determination for his people. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped in Kenya and rendition to Nigeria not because of himself, not because of his family, not because of his personal gain, not because of whom he is. The only reason why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped in Kenya and rendition to Nigeria is because of the struggle of Biafra. Because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is demanding for the freedom of his people, you and I. And today, you can see what is going on. They have intensified the torture on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu after seeing what played out on the court, in the previous court. In the previous court, it is very clear to everybody that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not happy where he is. In the last court, it is very clear that there are so many hindrances standing against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The lawyers cannot help him. The lawyers cannot help. The judge cannot help. Nobody can help except you and I, the ordinary people. We are the one that will help Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and make sure that he's being released unconditionally. We are dealing with monsters. These are people who do not obey their own law. A government that does not obey their own law. It was before you and I that in their court gave order that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should be allowed to visit Thursday and Mondays. Their court gave that order. The judge gave that order in their court that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must be allowed to visit on Thursday and on Monday. And since after the last court, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have never been allowed any visit. He has never been allowed to visit. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who in their court said that he should be given his rights, allow him to pray, allow him to worship, allow him access to things that he needs, other things that he needs, allow him to change clothes. Instruction that we are given in the DSS. If they cannot allow the lawyers to visit him, how do you think they can allow him to have everything that has been mentioned by the judge? That was why we say you don't have to believe in the court of your oppressor. No normal person will believe in the court of the oppressor. Do not believe in the court of oppressor. Your oppressor cannot give you justice. There is never a time your oppressor can give you justice. It can never. You have to fight for your justice. Fight for justice. Fight for your freedom. You have to fight for it. No oppressor is willing to let go. Let alone when we are dealing with monsters. The people we are dealing with are demons. People who do not understand any other language except violence. That is the only language they understand. They don't understand the language of negotiation or begging. That is why we are calling on every Biafran. It is high time we have to stand up and fight for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have fought for you and I. For so many years, he fought for you and I. For so many years, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu put everything on the line. And today, he's in captivity. And you are relaxing. You are enjoying yourself. You think you don't have to fight for him. You think it is too much to sit at home because of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You think it is too much a demand to ask people to sit at home for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Only 2 days, on Sunday and on Monday. It has become so difficult for you. A man who has given everything. As you are watching this video, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is sitting in one place every single day. We are in the 8th month. For the past 8 months, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in a single place, not moving an inch. Even in the suffering that he's going through, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is still praying for you and I. He has never given up. He has never renounced his struggle. He is still standing strong and pursuing the struggle. Instead of you and I fighting for him, we are busy gossiping and demonizing him. Go and check the media. You see people, they are busy gossiping in their platform. People who are supposed to fight for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they are busy gossiping. Busy talking against their fellow agitator. You don't have something to offer, and you don't want to give way for people who have something to offer it. This is the height of wickedness. What you see on the media, go and see people who claim to be fighting for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. People who have the picture of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on their platform, who are mentioning his name, playing his videos. Go and check what they are doing on their platform. Go and check. So many of them are busy destroying every single thing that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have built. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu established consistency and truthfulness as the foundation of IPOB. Today, inconsistency has become the order of the day. Today, lies and blackmail have become the order of the day. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have united the Biafran people. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu united the Biafran people all over the world. When I talk about Biafra, I mean the old southeastern region, the present south-south, the southeast, and the lower Benue. We are one people. Biafran is how we have been identified. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did a great job to bring all of us together in one platform, and we embrace each other. We are calling ourselves Biafrans, bearing one name. But today, you see people bringing different names from all angles. People bringing back that division that the Janjaweed put in us, that division that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have removed among us. Some people are bringing it back to introduce it, giving different kinds of names. People are adopting different kinds of names to themselves. Why are you bent on destroying what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have built? People are bent on picking all those things that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have removed from us. All those things that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have destroyed. People are going to pick them and bring them back into the struggle again. Why don't you identify yourself as a Biafran? That is enough. It doesn't matter the language you speak. It doesn't matter your location. It doesn't matter. That name Biafra unites every single one of us. That is where we meet. We are fighting for freedom. Freedom. We are from one people. Everybody in the old Southeastern region, it doesn't matter your location, it doesn't matter the language you speak, we are one people. We are from one ancestral parents. We are from one ancestral parent. That is why sometimes Mazi Nnamdi will tell you that we are all Igbos. Mazi Nnamdi will tell you that every Biafran is an Igbo person. We are all Igbos. Some people will misunderstand it. They think he's talking down on other people. Mazi Nnamdi is not talking down on anybody. He's only trying to remind you about the unity we are supposed to have within us. Look at everybody from the old Southeastern region. Look at everybody from Biafra land. We are the same people. When you are in, if you look at the fellow, if you look at for your brother in Ijo, you will see yourself in him. Look at your Igbo brother, you will see yourself in him. Look at your Edo brother, you will see yourself in him. Look at Efik brother, you see yourself in him. Look at every person in Biafra land, you will see your own face in him. In the food we eat, in the way we talk, in the way we behave, we are one people. Why are you bent on bringing the Janjaweed division back? Mazi Nnamdi kind of have united every one of us. He didn't do united us, he united us, and we were speaking on one platform, describing ourselves as Biafrans. Why are you now changing the narrative? Why are you changing that name? Why are you bringing back the Janjaweed mentality? Why are you creating division? Why are you creating division? Mazi Nnamdi kind of have said it, that there is no minority in Biafra land. We are equal people. In Biafra land, we are equal. There is no minority. There are nations in Biafra, and each nation can stand on their own when Biafra come. This is the one that came directly from Mazi Nnamdi, and he wasn't joking about it. There are nations in Biafra. So many nations are in Biafra, and when Biafra come, all these nations can stand on their own. It doesn't matter your population. It doesn't matter how many you are. You will be on your own as a nation. There is no minority in Biafra land. But today, you see people begin to introduce hatred again. You see people, when they are speaking on their platform, on their program, you'll be wondering, what have gone wrong? What have gone wrong with these people? People will come on their platform, they will begin to demonize other tribe. If you have a problem with an individual, why don't you face that person and talk about that individual himself? In every tribe, in every language, there are good people and there are bad people. There are good people everywhere, there are bad people. Even for the Christians, those of us who are Christians, among the apostles of Christ that we know that is supreme, Christ himself, among his disciples, there we are still an enemy. There is still a bad man. There are good people everywhere. But are you going to demonize a whole tribe because of one single person? Why must you demonize a whole tribe because of one single? If you have differences with somebody, sort it out with that very person. Call the person by his name. Call the person by his name. Stop creating division. Stop creating division in your platform. You come to your platform, you will use your Igbo Biafrans as a topic. You begin to demonize the Igbo Biafrans. You come to your program, you begin to demonize the Ijo Biafrans. You begin to demonize the Delta Biafrans, Urobo Biafrans, you begin to demonize them. You begin to use all those Janjaweed language, you begin to sectionalize. Why don't you identify yourself simply as a Biafran? It is enough to describe yourself as a Biafran. Anybody that goes wrong, call out the name of that person and trash the person, not the tribe, not Biafra itself. This is the great work that man. If you cannot like Mazi Nnamdi for anything, like him for uniting the Biafran people to know themselves as Biafran and as one people. It is because of that unity. That is why you see in every platform you go, they say, everybody will be saying, Mazi Nnamdi is my leader. Mazi Nnamdi is my leader. But when you look deeply, those people who are calling Mazi Nnamdi their leader, are they really, is Mazi Nnamdi really their leader? Is Mazi Nnamdi really their leader? Ask yourself, these people who claim that Mazi Nnamdi is their leader, is Mazi Nnamdi really their leader? How do you know the people who are following Mazi Nnamdi? It is by their attitude, by their character. You cannot be a divisive person and you call Mazi Nnamdi your leader. You cannot be a blackmailer and you be calling Mazi Nnamdi your leader. You cannot be a backbiter, you be calling Mazi Nnamdi your leader. You cannot be a killer and you be calling Mazi Nnamdi your leader. You cannot be destroying this. You cannot be destroying the foundation of Mazi Nnamdi laid and you call Mazi Nnamdi your leader. The only thing that will make Mazi Nnamdi Kanu a leader is when you are living right and following the right step, doing the right thing at the right time, following the right procedure, getting the right result. That is the only time and only time that you can boldly say you are a follower of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And for Biafrans and Biafrans who are watching, any place you are watching from, each time you go to a platform and you see that the person is not representing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu properly, take a walk. Don't share the video. Take a walk. Take a walk. Don't even comment. There's no point fighting. When you see somebody who is disgracing him or herself in her platform, don't comment. Don't watch it. Just take a walk and move. Go forward. Don't comment. Don't attack the person. Just take a walk. Today, you can see the evil that is happening. Our Supreme Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is facing torture on a daily basis. People who are supposed to stand with him and fight along with him and make sure that Mazi Nnamdi is being freed, they are not talking about it. They are busy demonizing their own fellow Biafran. They are busy attacking a fellow Biafran. They are busy blackmailing a fellow Biafran. They are busy saying all manner of nonsense, all manner of evil things. How long shall we continue on that path? How long? How long shall we continue on this path that does not lead to anything good? A path of evil, path of destruction. How long shall we continue on that path? Chukwu Okike Abiama have given us a way to follow. Chukwu Okike Abiama have laid a foundation and showed us the light. Why are we rejecting that light? Why are we rejecting that light? Chukwu Okike Abiama have laid a foundation. Biafran, if anything happened to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you have yourself to be blamed. If anything happened to Mazi Nnamdi, every single Biafran, it doesn't matter what you think you are, it doesn't matter whom you are, everything that happened to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we will all pay dearly. Every single Biafran. As you are there watching this video, you are not doing anything for the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is facing torture. Nobody knows about his health. As you're watching the video, we don't know what is happening to him. Since after the last court, with all the confusions in the court around today, nobody knows what is happening to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Nobody can tell us the situation of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Thank you, Lillian. Nobody can tell us what's happening to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and you think it's all right. You think it's all right. You think it's all right. When we call people to embark on massive civil disobedience, you discourage them, you tell them not to engage in it. Then we ask you, what are you doing to make sure that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being freed? You have nothing to offer. You have nothing to offer. Then when people who are genuinely seeking for the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu offer their own idea, offer solution, you will talk against the solution. You have nothing to offer. You don't want to give way for other people to offer something. You don't want to contribute, and you are busy demonizing those who are making meaningful contributions. Chukwu Okike Abiama will not forgive you. If you're one of those who is making sure that Biafra does not come, who is pushing back the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, either intentionally or unintentionally, if you're one of those, you better retrace your step. Retrace your step, or else, if you are doing it unintentionally, Chukwu Okike Abiama will forgive you as soon as you retrace your step. But if you're intentionally trying to hinder Biafra and hinder the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you will not see the end of 2022. You will not see the end of 2022. Biafrans, the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in our hand. We have to wake up and do something. We have to wake up. And when we talk about doing something, the only thing that we do that can be able to activate things and change things is to embark on massive civil disobedience in Biafra land. The sit at home should be activated. Everybody should join. If you have not joined the sit at home and in Biafra land, wake up and join. Join. It is not just for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You are doing it for your own self. You are doing it for yourself. And if you are one of those who think that you can get Biafra while Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in captivity, you are a joker. You are a joker. You're deceiving yourself. If you are one of those who think you can make Mazi Nnamdi Kanu irrelevant, you think you can make Mazi Nnamdi Kanu irrelevant for you to get Biafra, you are the greatest joker of all time. If you are a Biafran and you think you can make Mazi Nnamdi Kanu irrelevant for you to get Biafra, you are the greatest joker. You are the greatest joker. If we want to get Biafra and if we want to have something meaningful, if we want Biafra to come, we must do everything possible to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the coming of Biafra. The freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the automatic coming of Biafra. Have no doubt about it. The freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the coming of Biafra. That is why you have to fight tooth and nail. Fight tooth and nail to make sure Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If you think that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be in captivity, you'll be talking about Biafra, you are wasting your time. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a symbol of Biafra. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is, there is no place in the planet Earth today that you mention Biafra without mentioning Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He has taken the struggle to another level. And he is the figure. He is the bearer of Biafra. If you are struggling and fighting for the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you are actually fighting for Biafra. You are automatically demanding for Biafra. If you are fighting for freedom, you are calling for Biafra to come. And the more you act, anything you do to raise Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you are actually doing it for the freedom of Biafra. This is why we must have to wake up. We must have to wake up. Biafrans will have to wake up. The sit at home, intensify it, engage in it on Sunday and on Monday. Any other day you can do, anything you can do, increase it more. Anything you can do to make sure Biafra come, increase it. Let me tell you, it is so sad that some people will come and tell you that they don't know what to do, they don't know where to follow, they don't know. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have given us every single information you and I need, every information we need, all this is we are looking for, all this information we are looking for. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have put everything in place for us before he was kidnapped. Remember, he told us, if you know what you will do to make Biafra come, go ahead and do it. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu say, if anything happens to him, we should make sure that the zoo pay. Today, they have captured Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, kidnapped him, and he's facing torture. What have you done? What have you done to see that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being released unconditionally? What have you done? Nothing. Instead, you are busy demonizing those who are doing something meaningful. You are busy talking down on those who are crying on daily basis, shouting on top of their voices for the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You are busy blackmailing your fellow brother, blackmailing your fellow sister. You are busy focusing on irrelevant things. You are busy promoting yourself above that man who is fighting for you, that figurehead. Even when you say Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a supreme leader, but you are busy promoting yourself above him. You will come to a program, you will use hours to talk about yourself, to talk about your own group and organization, but you will not mention Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You are trying to make him irrelevant, and yet you claim that he's your leader. Biafrans, we have to wake up. We have to wake up. Share this video to all platforms. Share it to family and friends. Let people hear. We cannot get Biafra as long as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu remains in captivity. The freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the coming of Biafra. As you hasten the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, so you hasten the coming of Biafra. If you think making Mazi Nnamdi Kanu irrelevant will bring Biafra, you are a joker and you are an enemy. You are an enemy of Biafra. And for those of you who are sitting on the fence, you are sitting on the fence, you say you don't know what to do, you are the most dangerous person we can think about. If you are sitting on the fence, you are much more dangerous. Choose today whom you will follow, where you go. Are you for Biafra or you're not for Biafra? Don't be a pretender. Don't be a pretender. Don't be a distractor. If you feel you are tired, you have exhausted everything you have in you, give way, relax yourself. We are not forcing you to continue. Give way, just relax yourself and allow other people to carry on the struggle. Stop discouraging people. If you feel you have offered everything you have in your brain, thank you very much. May Chukwu Okabe and bless you, but give way and allow people who still have a lot in stock to continue to do it. Chukwu Okabe is in charge of the struggle as we are speaking. And Chukwu Okabe is speaking to Biafran people through different means and through different people. Biafran people are spiritual men and women. Biafra is made up of spiritual men and women. And we hear from Chukwu Okabe. Chukwu Okabe speaks to so many people. That is why you see, when you see people saying that the Biafran struggle is on autopilot. Autopilot means Chukwu Okabe in control. Autopilot means Chukwu Okabe in control. He can speak through anybody. He can speak through anybody. And as long as that information is genuine, as long as that information will amount to the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we will follow it and support it with all our strength. It doesn't matter who brings the suggestion. It doesn't matter where it's coming from. As long as it is for the benefit of the Biafran people, as long as it will make Biafra come, we will follow it and pursue it to the last. Exactly, that's what we do. But for those of you who are bent on making sure that Mazi Nnamdi is irrelevant, you are going to pay. You will pay, because Mazi Nnamdi is on a special mission, and he must accomplish his mission. It doesn't matter how you try to delay him. It doesn't matter how you try to solve. Mazi Nnamdi, by the special grace of Chukwu, must accomplish his mission. He must accomplish it. Today, Mazi Nnamdi is facing so much psychological torture. Psychological torture. They want to break him down by all means. After what you see happened in the court, you saw, if you look at Mazi Nnamdi in the court, you see how displeased he is with the situation. And now that the lawyers have to visit him, at least he can see somebody he can talk to one-on-one and discuss. They have refused them from seeing him on 2 occasions since after the very time. A country that does not obey their own law, how will anybody in his right senses believe that they will give you justice? How can a country that does not believe in their own law give you justice? I want to know. A country that does not respect their own law, they don't obey their own law, they don't keep their own law, how can they, for God's sake, give you freedom? How can they give you justice? That is why we cannot depend on the camp of our enemy. We cannot depend on our enemy. Enemies are everywhere. They are in Biafra land. They are in IPOB. They are everywhere. And you can see them clearly. You can see them clearly. Look at what is happening to Mazi Nnamdi in captivity. Mazi Nnamdi demanded that he wear isiago, the traditional dress of the Igbo Biafrans. His own traditional dress. He wants to dress the way his people dress. And in their law court, the judge refused. They outlawed Igbo traditional dress. The Biafran traditional dress, they outlawed it. They don't want him to wear it. And since this thing has been outlawed, you have the people who claim to be the custodians of our culture, the Ohanes and Igbo. Did you see or hear the Ohanes and Igbo come to put the defense? Did you hear Ohanes and Igbo come to roar and say, why wouldn't you allow our son to wear our clothes? The Hausas are wearing their own clothes. The Fulanis are wearing their traditional clothes. Our Dua brothers are wearing their traditional clothes. Why won't you allow Biafrans to wear their own traditional clothes? Instead, in a law court, in a constitution where, in a country where they said you have freedom of speech, freedom of expression. Freedom of speech, freedom of expression. Today, in the presence of the court of the Janjaweed, Mazi Nnamdi was denied the freedom of expression. Biafran people, we are denied freedom of expression. All we ask is to allow us to wear the Isiago. We were not asking for a more car. We didn't ask for AK-47. We didn't ask for money from you. All we ask is allow us to wear our traditional dress. In their law court, the judge said no, that we cannot wear our traditional dress. And some of you are still moving about thinking it's business as usual. You think it's all right. You think it's all right. Wait, it's gonna get to everybody. It will get to everybody. You think it's all right. Don't wait. Just wait. It's gonna get to everybody. How long shall we continue to tolerate this? How long? How long? The most painful part and the most wicked one is those ones who are waiting for Mazi Nnamdi to come and fight for them from dungeon. Mazi Nnamdi, who has been around with us, he has been around with us, fighting on day in, day out. He was fighting day in and sacrificing everything. He went ahead as much as establishing ESN to protect every one of us. Mazi Nnamdi established ESN. Today, people do not want to support that same ESN. You still want people to beg you to support ESN. You see some people who are Biafran acting as informant against the ESN. ESN that was meant to protect you and I. ESN that was so set up to protect you and I. And the people who are there are your fellow Biafrans who voluntarily on their own. You are not paying them. You didn't put them on salary. Voluntarily on their own, they are defending their land. Voluntarily. in the ESN. To support them it has become a big deal to support them. It has become a big deal to support the ESN. Today, look at what is happening in Imo State. Look at what is happening in Imo State. Imo State have become a war zone. Biafra land entirely have become a war zone. Mainly Imo State. Biafrans are being mowed down on daily basis. Children being mowed down. You must have seen a lot of voice messages that are coming there. Was it yesterday or the day before when I did a program? Yesterday before when I did a program, a live program. People were calling in from Biafra land. People were calling in from Biafra land to say how things are. People were calling from Biafra land, crying to say what is happening in Imo State. The way they are taking the life of innocent people. The way Hopus Odemma is taking the life of Biafrans. Not because they committed any crime. Not because they killed anybody. Not because they are seen with any guns. Not because they are seen with any AK-47. Not because they kidnap anybody to ask for ransom. Simply because they are Biafrans. Simply because they are being identified as Biafrans. Young men, there's no young man in Imo State anymore. And nobody is saying anything. The politicians from A to Z, they are saying nothing. They all zip their mouth. Nobody, Johannes Ndibo, is not saying anything. The mayhem, genocide that is happening in Imo State. Genocide is going on in Imo State. As you're watching this video, genocide is going on in Imo State. You see why I cry for Asuna Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? That is why I cry for Asuna. Because if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was outside, this can never ever happen. It cannot. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was outside with us, this can never happen. It can never ever happen. We knew how it was. Why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was with us. Nothing happened to any single Biafran without him speaking. Something cannot happen to a Biafran without seeing Mazi Nnamdi speak. Even when something happened against the enemy of Biafra. As long as you're a Biafra. When even people who are stand against Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was speaking up for them. Speaking up for them and shouting out for them. But today, what do you see? That same man who has given everything for you and I. Today, they are holding him captive. And you are going about your business as if nothing is wrong. When people ask you to sit at home, you think it's too much to do. Sitting at home has become a big deal. Sitting at home to secure your own life, secure the future of your unborn children. You think it's a big thing to request. It's a big request. You cannot follow it up. How long shall we continue in this path of destruction? Biafran people will have to wake up. We have to wake up. We have to wake up and fight the good fight. It is now or never. It is now or never. Any place you are in Biafra land, it is now or never. Defend yourself. Don't fool your heart. Don't die like a coward. Die fighting. We will all die someday. We will all die someday. But we have to die fighting. Don't die like a coward. Defend yourself. Self-defense is your right. International law supports self-defense. African law supports, even Nigerian law is a support self-defense. You saw when the Minister of Defense was telling people to defend themselves. Many governors have called people to defend themselves. Do not look back. Defend yourself. With the same equal measure they are coming to you. With the same equal measure they are coming to you. Use that same measure to defend yourself. It's a matter of life and death in that contraption called Nigeria. A matter of life and death. And we cannot allow them to continue to take the life of the innocent people. We can't allow that. It is high time we wake up, fight the good fight. Fight the good fight and free ourselves from the captivity. Fight the good fight and free ourselves from the hand of the enemy. The time is now, not tomorrow. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect everybody who have shared this video on their platform. Everybody who has shared this video to their family and friends. As you are sharing this video, Chukwu Okike will continue to bless you. As you are sharing this video, you will see the end of 2022. 2022 will not see your end. As you share this video and you are contributing your own quota to the struggle of Biafra, to the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you will walk into Biafra land with your foot. You will celebrate in Biafra land. You will not only hear it with your ears, you will not only see it, you will walk into Biafra with your foot and celebrate. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect every single person that is a Biafran, no matter where you are. May Chukwu guide and protect every Oduduwa person, every Middle Beltan. May Chukwu guide and protect Sunday Igboho, secure him and set him free. Give him back his freedom so that he come back and continue to fight for the freedom. May Chukwu guide and protect our Supreme Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Secure him, give him more revelation, equip him with more strength. No weapon formed or fashioned against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu shall prosper. It doesn't matter what they do. It doesn't matter what they say. They will kill us. We will kill them. At the end of the day, Biafra will definitely come. We will celebrate in Biafra land, and we will celebrate and thank Chukwu Kabiama for he has given us victory. Continue to pray for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu wherever you are. Continue to embark on massive civil disobedience. Contribute your quota. Sit at home on Sunday and on Monday. Economic sanction to the Janjaweed government. Economic sanction. Stop paying your revenue to local government, to state government and federal government. Any way you can make sure that you can sabotage the gain they are making from Biafra land, do that. That is the right thing to do. That is the right thing to do. Economic sanction to the Janjaweed. Any benefits they are getting from Biafra land, anything you can do to stop it, stop it. It is you and I that will free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And how are we going to free him? We will free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu through our civil disobedience, making them to know that it is more costly to keep Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in captivity than to leave him outside. We have to make the detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu expensive. We have to make it costly. That is the way they will come to the table and let him go. Thank you so much for watching wherever you are watching from. Remember blessed. I will see you again tomorrow by the special grace of Chukwu Kabiama. Thank you. See you. And may Chukwu Kabiama continue to bless you. Thank you and see you tomorrow.